Today I'll be building a 1/6 scale or play scale size nightstand using plans that I have drawn up. They are available online. Begin by using scissors or a razor knife and straight edge to carefully cut out each cut sheet. Don't cut out each individual piece, only the large diagram. Using a glue stick, apply a thin coat along the outside edges. Then make small figure 8 motions to get the glue coated on the rest of the sheet. Carefully align the cut sheet along a straight edge of your workpiece. Make sure the cut sheet is applied straight and with no wrinkles. This will ensure accurate cuts. You can use either a scroll saw or bandsaw to cut out the parts. Cut as close to the line as possible, but do not cut the line away. It is better to have too much material that can be sanded away than not enough. Apply clear packing tape over the templates and on your work surface before gluing parts. If you don't want to put packing tape on your work surface, use wax paper instead. This will keep the assembly you are working on from sticking to the template or work surface and also keep your work surface clean from any glue spillage. In step 1, I will build the front and back frame using template A. I start by gathering all of the parts for these assemblies. Each workpiece has to be sanded. I find it best to use a flat surface to sand the parts that have straight edges. This way, any imperfections that may have occurred when cutting out the parts can usually be sanded out. I find it helpful to clamp the assembly between 2 scrap blocks of wood. Once clamped down, the individual parts of the assembly can be accurately aligned with the template. As you can see, I was a little off on the cut for the front rail, but small gaps can be filled with the super glue I'm using, so it's not that big of a deal. I'll apply a drop of glue at each joint and let the assembly sit for about a minute before proceeding. To help fill the gap, I rub in some fine sawdust onto the wet CA glue. Rubber gloves would be a good idea here. Before removing the assembly, I need to transfer the drawer runner alignment marks. These marks will be used later to install the drawer runner. Here you see how the packing tape is key to removing the assemblies from the templates. Now I just repeat the process for the back frame. In step 2, gather the 4 outside legs. Glue the outside legs to the inside legs. One side of the outside leg is a little larger than the other. Ensure the narrowest part of the outside leg is glued to the inside leg. Do this for both the front and the back leg posts. In step 3, glue the top support frame rail and drawer frame front-back rails to the front and back frame. Make sure the drawer frame is flush with the bottom of the back apron and flush with the top front rail. In step 4, use template B to transfer alignment marks to the lower side rails. This will later be used to install the shelf cleats. Now attach side apron and lower side rails to the front and back frame. Use a square or blocks of wood to ensure the sides are straight up and down. After you finish one side, flip your workpiece over and repeat the process. Cut a 1/16 by 1/16 by 2 inch stick of wood to use as the shelf cleat. Align the top of the shelf cleat with the marks made earlier in this step and secure with glue. Beginning step 5, gather the 4 shelf boards and fit them in place. Glue to the top of the shelf cleat. Now align the drawer runner to the marks made in step 1. Secure with glue. Next, fit in the drawer frame rails and finally fit the top support frame rails. Secure everything with glue. Now is a good time to do some sanding. Make sure the top is nice and flat and do the same for the legs. Flip the nightstand upside down and center onto the top. There should be approximately 1/4 inch of space on all 4 sides. Glue in place. Now it's time to start building the drawers. build the drawers, begin by transferring the drawer guide alignment marks, then glue the drawer guides in place. Place the drawer bottom on a flat work surface. Use the drawer guides as a reference to ensure the drawer bottom is flat. Using scrap wood blocks, sandwich the drawer sides and drawer back in place. Ensure the drawer sides are flat on the work surface. Align the drawer back slightly forward from the back of the drawer and glue in place. Using template D as a reference, secure the drawer to the drawer front. For the final step, center the doorknob to the drawer front and secure with glue. That concludes this video, but stay tuned, I'll be building a dry sink next.